Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome to Shadows of Sorcery Session 18. We're starting to get high in the numbers by the looks of things. Yes, indeed. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to session 18 of Shadows and Sorcery, our bi-monthly D&D sessions. Today, joining me are Lydia, playing Ingvar Svan.
Hello.
Rakan, playing Horace.
Hello.
Line, playing Darren Moran.
Hello.
And Zerian, playing the mysterious Librarian.
Hey.
Today...
You broke the sequence.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hello?
No!
Oh no.
Even worse. Even worse.
I dug us into a deeper pit.
Please, I'm just over the wipe. Where are we?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God
Oh,
almighty.
God.
Anyway,
Would you like to check out a wipe book?
last we left off, and thank you, Elanius, by the way, for the 22 months. Good God. Good God, man. Last we left off, our intrepid party of adventurers had just exited the Rusty Pipe Inn and were intent on their way to catch the airship across one of the chasms of banishment when Isaac had found a letter delivered to him from the innkeeper. He opened it, he read it, and about 2 minutes later, the four of you watched as he collapsed against the side of a building. Purple veins crawling up his arms. And that is where we left him. What are you all doing?
Wondering how Isaac got his head stuck in the wall, apparently.
Panic sound effect here. Yeah, panicking heavily. What the fuck? What happened?
Anybody got any clue? Oh, there it was. Anybody got any clue what just happened to him? He doesn't look so good.
I have no shit.
Isaac is currently slumped against the wall. He is breathing, from what you guys can see. But from beneath his gloves, you can see black, purplish tendrils sort of crawling up through his veins. They seem to reach about as far as his elbow before they disappear under his coat. But you can also see veins in sort of this blackish color ending just above sort of this area on his neck. His eyes are open.
Medicine on this?
Yeah, roll me a medicine check.
I only have a +1, and I'm not expecting much, but let's see.
Roll it.
16.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is not a normal condition.
You don't say.
As far as you are aware with medicine, and you have a decent amount of experience patching up scrapes and bruises, keeping various illnesses in check over the years. From what you can tell, this is not a natural illness. This is something that has been inflicted purposefully.
Again, you don't say.
That's as much as you can tell. But you know that for certain.
Right.
Are his eyes moving?
His eyes are glazed over, unfocused. It looks like they have a grayish film over them. He doesn't look like he's seeing anything at the moment.
Shit. Okay. Across... Do you all think there might be a doctor on the airship?
Well, there doesn't seem to be a doctor in this town, so the airship is probably our best bet at this point.
Let's hope they have at least first aid.
I'm just hoping he's not contagious.
I'm just thinking he lives.
Well,
Fair enough.
He is wearing gloves at least.
Fair enough.
Maybe we should stand back. He did open a letter from somewhere.
That is true, but that letter might have something to do with this. Since, as far as I remember, he was completely fine. Completely fine previously.
I mean, if you want to look at the letter, then go for it, but I am not touching that letter with bare hands.
I am not touching that letter. I've got half a mind to burn it right now.
I mean,
But we might need...
We might want to keep it around just in case we need it to determine what's going on with it.
Yes,
good point.
That letter might be the key to... I mean, it's just a theory, but it also might be a key or the key to fixing what's happened to him.
It's the best theory we've got right now.
Literally, destroying it might also be the key to fixing him, but we will still need to have it present for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think let's play this carefully, I think. I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and pick up the letter.
Okay,
with
so
the Mage Hand.
letter is tucked into one of the back pockets on Isaac's backpack. You pull it out with Mage Hand. What are you doing with it exactly?
I'm not opening it. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just like basically having it, carrying it with her.
Okay. Who here is observing the letter right now?
Define observing.
Just like looking at it to
As
read it.
in looking at it, yeah.
Well, we're all kind of
mean,
looking in Horace's
Pretty sure.
direction.
Yeah. Pretty sure everyone is.
Yeah, I'd be looking at it as well. It's just.
Everybody roll me perception checks.
Could I argue investigation for myself?
Yeah, we are doing this within 10.
That is fair. The rest of you perception, but Horace, I will allow investigation.
Ooh,
All right.
That's plus...
Woo!
That is an 8 for me.
3,
20.
so that's 19.
20, 19,
21.
21. Okay. Darren, it looks like a letter. Ingvar, it looks like a letter. It's got some nice calligraphy on it. Librarian and Horace. The letter is interesting, actually. It is made of a paper that looks pretty hefty. It has a wax seal on it, though the seal has been broken. As it floats in the air with your mage hand, Horace, you and the librarian both, you notice a small trickle of purplish powder coming from the corner of one of the corners of the envelope.
I'm going to. Okay. I'm going to move the letter to over to like a spot that's hopefully not gonna in my current position. I'm basically gonna like move it over to the opposite corner, like
Use a ruler. Show me.
Yeah, right now where I'm standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's okay. So the letter is here, and you're moving it basically right past you.
Yeah, I am moving. I am like keeping it attention to the trail. I'm basically like gonna be moving it like.
What distance away from you are you keeping the letter?
I'm going to be.
Maybe we put it back in the envelope before we move it.
Oh, it's in
Probably.
the envelope. The
Oh,
powder
yeah,
is
oh.
spilling from the envelope itself, from what you can see.
Ah, well, fuck.
Okay.
Everybody
Now you're.
step back.
I am like. I'm gonna step back, seeing. Okay. I am better.
Good idea.
Like step back and just like. Yeah, like this, and basically move the letter between me and Isaac.
Okay, that's fine. You move it into an empty space. Do you set it down?
I'm just gonna. Not yet. I'm just gonna say. Okay, so I might have found the root cause of the problem. This letter is spilling some sort of purple powder. I'm assuming some kind of poison. Or disease.
Is anybody here familiar with purple magic poisons?
Not really.
Librarian? Read a book?
I've not read anything about mate. Can I do an Arcana check to see if or history or
Yeah,
whatever?
you can do an Arcana check on this.
14.
14. In your time, you have heard of mages, sorcerers, wizards, witches. All are known to, at some point or other, have imbued powders with a decent degree of power, whether it be poisons or alchemical knowledge or general, like, reactives. Some are more dangerous than others, and while it is more coincidence than commonality, a lot of the more dangerous substances are in, like, darker shades, dark greens, dark violets, deep blues, that sort of color.
Second question.
Okay.
Does this material itself constitute a poison or disease? Would I know?
You don't know if this material would constitute a poison or disease. You do know that it is probably what is inflicting whatever's happening to Isaac. So it is probably some form of poison, in your opinion.
Would I be able to cast Purify Food and Drink on the envelope? Since it explicitly mentions poison and disease.
I would allow that. Sure.
Cool, I'll ritual cast that now.
Okay. 10 minutes pass. As you focus and concentrate, you watch as the powder turns from a deep, almost deadly looking purple to a faint silver.
Okay, it may be alright to approach. At least it might not aerosolize now.
Alright, that's a start, so we're not gonna spread some disease across the entire town.
Well, I can't say for certain it isn't infectious from, but at least the envelope may not infect us now.
Relevant question here, librarian. Does it matter if whoever touches it has magical capacity? Speaking as the only person here besides the mule that doesn't.
I wouldn't be able to say for certain. It may just be alchemically enhanced poison or magically enhanced poison, but it's certainly in the realm of possibility.
We'll save that for dire necessity then, I think.
Yeah, I think for now, I think probably okay. I'm going to like try and tip the letter over from where the powder is trickling and try to basically empty out the rest of the powder.
Okay. You tip the letter over. As you do so, the envelope unseals. The seal that is on it is broken. So it opens up and the actual letter itself falls out onto the ground, as well as a fair amount of this silvery powder that falls onto the ground. It's not much, but it's probably enough to fill a teaspoon.
With how potent it is, that's probably enough to wipe out the town. Fucking hell. Okay. Now I think I'm going to. Okay, now I don't know what to do now. Should we just pick up Isaac and hurry over to the airship?
Might be best
But
because
there was a magic shop down here, right? Maybe if we asked the shopkeeper, they may have some kind of supply.
well,
how
it is
long? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it is on the way to the airship.
How long until the airship arrives, or so we've heard?
The airship arrived this morning. It is, as far as you're aware, how the letter came to Isaac. It was delivered via the airship. It leaves from what you've been told by various people, in about 2 hours. So you have 2 hours before the airship leaves the town again.
Okay, so we have the time. Yeah, I think it's worth a shot.
Do you want
Question.
me? Do you want me
Oh,
to
sorry, go on.
grab Isaac?
I mean, I'm no good at lifting. Sorry.
I mean, I worked in the mines for a while. I'm sure I could carry him like a sack of potatoes for a while at least.
I mean, I don't think. Quite frankly, I don't think he has a choice in the matter.
Do I need to roll a strength for that?
What's your strength modifier? Not modifier. What's your just straight strength?
Straight strength is 18.
Yeah, you can pick him up without issue.
Yeah.
He's like a sack of potatoes. In fact, to you, he's a light sack of potatoes.
For a guy missing a foot, that's quite impressive.
Upper body strength and all that?
Pretty much.
Gotta
And good
compensate somewhere.
balance.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just gonna, pick
Okay,
Isaac
Horace,
up and
what
just
was your
toss him
question?
over.
When the librarian used purify food and water, did that the bit of powder that spilled on the ground, did that also purify that?
Does purify food and water have a radius, or is it specific subject?
It has a range of 10 feet.
Yes, it purified the powder on the ground as well.
Alright. I mean, I don't know if the magic shop can do much now that it's been purified, but it's worth a shot. At least they might help with his condition.
Okay, so you're picking up the powder and the letter.
Yes.
Okay, so add one mysterious letter to your inventory and silvery powder as well.
Alright.
Wow, brain. My brain went, should I add one Isaac to my inventory?
I mean, you will be carrying him for a little while, so you might as well.
Yeah, why not?
Alright. Shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Might as
Alright.
well.
Okay.
Magic shop.
Alright.
Not.
The three of you, or 4 of you, 5 of you, technically, head into Ekron's Wondrous Emporium. And the Arakocra, who stands behind the counter, greets you. Welcome, my friends. Welcome. What can I do for you today? I hope those arrows served you well, young man. And he gestures to you, Ingvar. How can I help? How can I help? What can I do for you?
You wouldn't happen to be experienced in magical diseases, would you?
Magical disease? Not.
Or poisons?
It's not my preferred area of expertise, but I dabble on occasion. What can I help you with?
Antidote.
Ingvar just kind of
Antidote.
wiggles.
Any medical
Guy.
textbooks, any potions of cure wound, that kind of thing?
Anything that would help him right now, or at least help us identify what the fuck is going on with him.
The Arakocra behind the counter sort of leans forward and inspects Isaac curiously and goes, that is strange. I've never seen anything like that before. What? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. And he turns round to a bookcase on the wall, which wasn't there before. You're relatively certain. And he pulls down a book, thumbs through it a bit, puts it back, pulls down another, thumbs through it some more, puts that one back, pulls another one out, and then goes, aha. You said diseases, right?
Possibly, we're not quite sure yet.
Well, there are a few bits and pieces, and he pulls out 2 other books as well, and he lays them down on the counter, flat on the counter. There are 2-3 pages of text, a few illustrations. One of them states a disease that causes wandering mind. It essentially puts the person who is under the influence of this disease into a catatonic state. They will slowly waste away if they're not kept alive by someone else, until eventually they will just perish. But it doesn't have the symptoms of the blackened veins that you're seeing on Isaac. Another one he points to is a textbook that denotes a disease that does have these blackened veins, but it seems to induce some form of mania into the person who is under it. They will become erratic, they will lose focus constantly, and they will generally be very violent towards the people around them, which the symptoms don't really line up with. The third one he points to is a poison. And he points to that one and he says, this might be what your friend is experiencing, but it is not a disease, it is a poison. It is a very powerful poison, in fact. He puts his finger down on a page, and you see the description is a disease that causes paralysis, or not a disease, poison that causes paralysis, that makes the person who has imbibed the poison lose sense of time. They are unable to see or hear anything that is going on around them until the poison is lifted. And the poison lasts for an indefinite amount of time until cured, as far as you can tell.
So he's
Oh,
not
how
going
wonderful.
to get worse, but he's probably not going to get better.
The Aarakocra behind the counter also points to a small asterisked little point at the bottom that says, "This poison is usually fatal.
Never mind, he is going to get worse.
Oh, shit.
However," and this is the however, it states, "However, all the symptoms outlined in this book only happen when the poison's primary effect has not taken place." And from what you can tell, the poison's primary effect is to kill. It seems, whether by sheer luck or brute strength of will, Isaac has actually resisted the primary effect of this poison and has been left with the side effects in the process.
So he's been both lucky and unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. What it mentions here, lose sense of time. Does that mean to him this is gonna be a day, or to him this is gonna be a year, or like in what side of the alleyway does losing sense of time here mean?
The Aarakocra, Ekron, turns the book back around, leafs through a couple more pages, and then turns to you and says, "By the looks of it, it depends on the person. Some people say that they lost a second, and then they came right back, and it had been days for other people, but they never felt a thing. Other people say that it takes away whole weeks of time. They feel like they've been sitting in a void for ages before they are released, I suppose you could say."
So really, it's going to be more what Isaac can tell us if we manage to cure this.
Yeah.
How do we cure this?
Ekron looks down at the book again and says, "Well, the poison is magical in nature, by the look of it. But it is also alchemical in nature. There are components that are very difficult to find. The book I have here, unfortunately, only states how to create this poison. Though why you would want to do such a thing, I have no idea. The best bet I could tell you, because of its magical nature, is perhaps a spell of greater restoration may help, or perhaps some form of counteragent created from what the poison is originally made of. But I'm afraid that without proper study and tools and alchemical equipment, I would not be able to synthesize an antidote for your friend. And besides which, I am a businessman after all. It wouldn't behoove me to ask to do so without an obvious fee. And a fee for all of the equipment needed to synthesize an antidote to this poison is quite high indeed." And he chuckles, clucks, and puts the books back on the shelf.
Yes, I can understand that very, very well. Do I remember the name of the ingredient that was used to make the poison from when he had it open? Because I can read anything.
Roll me a perception check.
14.
14. There are several ingredients to this poison that you were able to see. There are 5 main ingredients. One is a crystallized essence of magic. Another is something called limworm root. The third is a drake talon, or the powdered drake talon. And the last 2 you were not able to see before he pulled the book away.
you just bring that book back? I really liked that book and its cover. If you could just bring it back and open it for 2 seconds, just so I can view it one more time with its beautiful book cover and pages.
Roll me a deception.
Yes,
How
I
the
like.
fuck did that work? Okay. Where's deception?
Yes, I love this book for its cover.
There we go. I'm not blind. 12.
Ekron turns to you and goes, "My friend, if you have money to spare, I will happily part with it." And he puts it back on the shelf.
Wait a minute. I know who has money. Quickly, the body.
Oh my god!
No, that's.
My god! Well, I mean, if it's to save his life, I'm sure Isaac's not gonna have
He's not using it.
at the moment.
How much for the book?
Ekron turns to you, and let me bring out the average pricing for items. Okay, so this is a medicine book, essentially, or it is. The actual title of the book is Spells and Poisons of the Southern Continent. And Ekron turns to you and goes, "Well, that'll run you about 12 gold pieces, my young friend."
Fine. I just lay out 12 gold pieces.
Okay.
One platinum, two gold. Here you go.
Okay. Ekron happily sweeps it off the counter, and as you, Ingvar, have seen him do before, extends a hand for you to shake.
I am a bit short, but just
Trample over the counter.
yeah, just lean over a bit, just shake.
As you shake the hand, and as you pull your hand away, you are holding the book. This seems to be Ekron's little party trick of this is how he sells things. You now have a book called Spells and Poisons of the Southern Continent.
Oh shit! Actually, this might be useful for me for later. Okay. Thank you for your business. And do you think we'd be able to find somebody who'd be able to cure it at the capital?
Ekron sort of drums his fingers on the counter and then goes, "Well, any good cleric will probably be able to cure this, and, well, the capital is full of good clerics, I'm sure, so most probably,
That's good to hear.
We need a cleric to cure the cleric.
Yes. Inception.
Wait a minute. We know a cleric.
Wait a
I don't think he's. I don't think that guy. No offense to him, but I don't think he's strong enough for a spell of this caliber.
Maybe. We could always ask, though, if he knows someone in the city he could introduce us to.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, let me get him. I cast message and point my finger in the direction of a church.
That's
Are
one way
you
of doing it.
pointing in the direction of the Temple of Invic?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Do you know any good priests in the big city? Our friend might be dead.
You get no answer.
Well, balls.
Well, balls is accurate here.
I'm sure we can ask around in the city once we arrive.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Thank you,
Okay.
Aarakocra man. Something for your troubles. I pull out a library card sign-up sheet and hand it to him.
Ah, yes, advertising.
Thank you for your
Ooh,
troubles. Please join
okay.
my cult.
All right. I didn't expect you to do this.
What do you mean you didn't expect me to do this? I've done this to every NPC I've encountered!
Ekron looks at you and goes, thank you, but I'm already signed up.
Oh!
Oh.
And then he claps his hand together and goes, well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, I need to get back to my work.
Thank
Thank
you very much for your time, then.
Bye!
Okay.
Goodbye.
All right, I go off to catch a plane. Well, airship, even.
Yeah. Hopefully see you soon. I don't know. See you later, I guess. Goodbye.
Goodbye, my little friend. And Ekron waves you all out, and as the last of you leaves, the door closes behind you.
I'm going to look through the book that we bought, like just rifle through it quickly, to see if it has any spells that I'm able to add to my spell book.
The book
Or is it? Yeah.
does not seem to contain spells. The book contains descriptions of spells, but not spells themselves. Actually, no. Hold on. Roll me, and are you doing a thorough search, or are you just quickly rifling through?
I'm doing a quick rifle through now, but once we've got time, I am gonna do a thorough search.
Okay. Well, we'll save that for later then.
Alright.
From what you can see, it just contains descriptions of spells, essentially.
Okay.
It contains descriptions of spells, details on general and rarer poisons, that sort of thing. Nothing that could be used, essentially. From what you know, and you know very little in fairness, but from what you know, spells usually cost a pretty penny, and this book was relatively cheap.
Yeah. Alright. I guess I'll have a good read through it once we've got the time, but shall we head over to the airship now?
Yeah, before it leaves, and we've got to wait again.
Yeah, definitely don't want that.
Airships.
Before we go, can I take a peek through the window to see if the insides match the outside?
Pardon?
It's a TARDIS.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I will. 16.
Okay. You peek through the window. At first, the interior looks pretty similar. But then you realize that the interior you're looking at through the window doesn't have any lights. And the counter is pretty bare, actually. And now that you're thinking about it, you can't see Ekron. You don't know where he's gone.
Well, I'm sure that's fine.
Okay.
You should be the least surprised for this. It's the library. You basically did the same thing. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Doors!
That is gonna...
Too much magic for my brain.
That's
Okay.
just...
So you
airship
guys
time.
are heading off to the airship?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
will
good.
lay you a line.
Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction then. Whoops. I'd pick up Isaac, but I can't. So you'll have to
I'll grab him.
Yeah.
We'll leave the
I
donkey.
think he's
Wait, why don't we just sling him over the donkey?
You could just sling him over the donkey if that's what you want to do.
I'll do that when we get off the airship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels a bit mean to Horus.
I'm sure you'll recover.
He's literally a pack mule. He was bred for this.
Literally bred for
Now
this.
I was born for this.
You have bread.
Hold on.
Oh god, where the fuck did my wizard go?
Where did I go? Oh, there I am.
Guns of Icarus, I see.
Oh, this is pickle. Camera, can you not?
I remember it's vigorous. I used to be the only one on my team who was just constantly repairing things as they took damage. Because nobody else did, and then the thing went down out of the air.
I wonder how that happened.
As the 5 of you, technically, arrive at the airship, you see what is debatably an airship. It looks a little rickety. It would probably be more classified as an airboat. It's not very big. The 5 of you arrive, and you see a group of people standing there. You see Garrick Silvertongue, who you had spoken to the other day. You see Garisha Redmond, Decran Melitor, and Elder Colfus Ven. 4 of the 6 people who were in the party of Magister Varen Lork. You also see a tall furbolg and a relatively tall halfling standing by the boarding deck of the ship, and sort of standing just off to the side, you also see, let me quickly grab the miniature for this one. So many miniatures. So many miniatures. You see a relatively short-looking person, you assume, with a heavy hammer in one hand, and their body is essentially adorned in pouches. They are covered in little sacks that are strapped to belt buckles. They have a big backpack slung over one shoulder. They look childlike, but you get the feeling that this is not a child. As you all approach, you see Garrick deep in conversation with Garisha, who looks past him, and Garrick turns as well and goes, "My friends, welcome. Good day. I hope you're. Oh, I see your friend there has had a little bit too much to drink." And he points to Isaac, who's currently slung over Horace, the donkey.
Good afternoon. Well, good morning. Good time zone. Close enough. To you
Good
as
time
well.
zone.
Our friend
time.
hasn't really been drinking as such. It's just he's suffering from some sort of ailment that we're trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, well. Your friend isn't the only one. Magister Lork has befallen a bit of an illness as well. He's been coughing and having fits all night. Me and Sir Eckler are staying behind while these 3 go back to the capital to report. After which, Garisha taps him on the ear and he goes, "Ow! Ow!" Okay, I get it. And turns back to them, and they continue their little conversation. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess I'll just. I guess I'll just keep an eye on the mule and Ed, I guess. I don't know how mules deal with sky travel. That might be a little bewildering for them.
I think this mule would deal well with sky travel. I think he dreams to fly.
So at level 5, he can fly.
Yeah.
We're
We're leveling him in Barbarian, right? I'll just learn the fly spell.
Exactly.
Leveling him in Druid. Technically, you're multi-classing into Barbarian with this donkey.
Let's power build the mule.
Donkey, resentful.
The mule is now pun.
Oh god.
So I'm guessing these two guarding the airship are like the captain or the crew or some sort.
You could go up and ask.
Yeah, socialization.
Oh no.
Hello!
We're a party of introverts.
You, librarian, you walk up and which of these two are you addressing?
I'm addressing the halfling, who's apparently half giant. If they're that tall.
They're a pretty tall halfling, from what you can tell. Admittedly, the miniature is a little taller than it should be. But they're a pretty tall halfling. They stand about 5 foot. And the halfling turns to you and goes, hello, stranger. You taking a trip across the chasm?
Yes, me and my friends would very much like to take a trip across the chasm. Yes, how much gold want you?
The halfling looks at you curiously.
I have not spoken to many people in a while.
And then goes, alright, well, as my friend here could tell you, and she points to the furbolg, a passage across the chasm is 5 silver per person. The journey takes about 6 hours. It's quite a ways. And we hope for no troubles on the route, but you never know what could happen. And she smiles.
Are mules counted in that?
Yes, the mules count as people.
Animals are 7 silver to cross. They can get a bit fidgety on air travel, you see.
What if they're very polite?
Polite
He
or
is
not,
very polite.
an animal's an animal.
Fair enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank
5.
you for the 22 months, Luca.
Could we dress up the donkey as a person?
If you're that fussed
there's
about
already
2
one
silver,
hauled
you can
over
have
it.
it out of my money. Jesus.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. When will you be departing?
She pulls out a small, what looks to be like a golden pocket watch, and flips the face open. And briefly, you see, the pocket watch doesn't actually have a face. And instead of looking at it, she holds it up to her ear. And she nods and then goes, we depart in 45 minutes.
Alright.
Okay, so she's blind and that's an assistive device.
You have no idea.
I'm a little more worried if she's the one piloting.
For someone who's blind, they sure do charge a lot for something that's a mobility aid.
Ooh.
Deep cuts.
a
Deep cuts.
donkey.
It's a donkey that's carrying someone currently.
She doesn't know that. She's talking to you. She's not looking at the donkey. For all you know, she can't see the donkey.
I would like to, in great depth, describe the donkeys.
Are you actually doing this?
Maybe. Why don't we roll and find out?
I mean, we could.
Anything above a 10, I'm doing it.
Roll to explain the donkey.
What role would that
While
be?
I'm explaining the donkey.
Oh my god.
Very well, in fact. Exacting detail inside
You
them.
spend about a good portion of 20 minutes as you watch the other party slowly board the airship. And this woman slowly seems to get more and more bored.
Do we board the airship while he's explaining?
You haven't paid yet.
Oh.
I'm just distracting her. Get on, quick!
Yeah.
As Darren, as you try and board the airship without having paid, the massive Furbolg who is standing beside it, almost 9 feet tall, sort of smacks his large staff down in front of you. It's not really a staff; it's more like just a big hunk of like wood. But he smacks it down on the front and in this very deep voice goes, "If you haven't paid, wait in line."
Oh. Okay, guessing I can't. I'm guessing I can't roll stealth for that.
He
No,
can
that's
see you.
right.
Yeah. He's not distracted.
Fine.
Okay.
Alright, so for...
As it gets to about the 15-minute mark, librarian, the woman just goes... The halfling woman just looks at you and goes, Fine. You can get the donkey on for free, just shut up.
Thank you. After all, I did explain during my long ramble that he is in fact a very powerful
She
druid
just
in wild
reaches
shape.
up. She just reaches up, puts a hand over your mouth, and says, "Pay up, or we'll leave you behind."
Jesus. Ingvar just sets out this long, tired sigh and just pulls
Here
out
is 10
25
silver for me and the mule.
25
I was going to say,
silver.
after Ingvar was just going to pay
Okay,
everything.
so deduct 25 silver from your coffers.
Alright. Do they offer change?
Yeah. How many
Uh,
silver is 1 gold again in this universe?
10 usually.
10 silver is 1 gold.
Okay, so I'm down to 8
Is it
gold
25 for everybody?
and 5 silver?
It's 5 for each person, but Ingvar was paying for you all, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, never mind out my verse.
Thank you, Ingvar.
Not a problem.
Okay.
If it gets us on this airship.
So you all board the airship.
All aboard.
Okay.
How does this airship feel familiar?
Little crap
I
too.
have no idea. Why would this airship feel familiar?
So,
I know something about the outlay of this airship, and I'm not going to say anything until it happens.
I'm actively confused, but alright. Okay. As the rest of you get on board, you see the childlike figure in deep discussion with the halfling. The halfling. Before eventually she relents. The figure passes her what looks to be about 5 gold pieces, and then gets on board. And sits down, swinging their legs at the front of the ship. The halfling boards and goes towards the front as well, standing next to what looks to be some form of mounted crossbow or ballista. And then the furball gets on as well and heads up to the ship's wheel. And from the top, he shouts down to everyone. My name is Captain Lop Tumult. We will be traveling from the southern side of the Chasm of Banishment to the northern side of the Chasms of Banishment. The journey takes 6 hours. If you feel sick, do it over the side. We anticipate no problems during this journey. However, if it does happen to arise that the ship ends up having to land in the chasm, do not worry, she is made to float. Do not panic if we have to land the ship. And with that, he smacks his staff down, his long quarterstaff down on the wood, puts one hand on the wheel, and gently turns it. And you watch as the gangplank that is on the side slowly lifts up. You see the halfling walk from one side of the ship to the other, undoing the ropes from the dock, and then the ship gently drifts out to the side before the sails along the side of the balloon unfurl, and then the ship pushes off. And if you will give me a second, I will quickly take us to the next board.
Yell.
And
Now entering the world map, do not be alarmed if you're suddenly 15 houses tall.
The game is reduced to 5 frames per second in order to render all the additional houses Lucian is building.
Oh, Jesus.
Do not
Now,
look at the lights, for we are
before I
currently
load
flying
you
them.
all into this, where are you guys
Wait,
positioning yourselves on the airship? Just tell me, because I can't see it at the moment.
I mean, are
I
there
think I
any...
think we're all mainly near the middle of it.
Pretty much.
Next to the big
Yeah.
crystal.
There was, seats or anything? Are there any seats or anything?
There are seats along the outer edge of the airship, sort of leaning up against the railings. So you're basically sitting with your back against the railings.
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm gonna be sitting, and I'm gonna be reading the spells and poisons of the southern continent.
Alright, so Horace, I will put you there. I will put the librarian over here. Oh, maybe I'm missing a part. There we go. You
He's
can go
sitting
there.
just... Yeah, close enough.
And the mule. Okay. Alright. And I will pull you all in. Summon players. There we go. So,
Waiting for the adventure to begin.
okay.
Oh, shoot.
So,
Okay.
who of you is keeping lookout? Just generally.
I was just having a nice time.
I guess I will.
Yeah,
I
involves
won't
in
spend much time in the air.
Alright. Roll me a perception check then. As the ship lifts off from the dock, you actually watch as the crystal at the base of the mast flares to life.
That is a 7 total for my perception.
Okay.
Also, I'm
that's
never
fine.
finding that D20.
Oh yeah, no, that D20 is
Where
gone.
I think dice rolling on this map is going to take us a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Also,
fine.
Into the void.
I think the bars might have fallen overboard.
The bard never boarded.
Oh no,
The
he
bard
didn't.
stayed behind because the Magister and Sir Eckler are also staying behind because the Magister is apparently ill, according to the bard.
Oh yeah, I got confused there because you did actually move him onto the boat.
Did I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's why
mean
I
to.
got confused.
Get off!
Yeet!
The ship lifts off, and it creaks a little, and the ropes strain. You watch as the crystal at the base of the mast flares to light, as the furbolg captain moves his staff and thrusts it forward, and then suddenly the wind around you kind of whips into this straight line that immediately fills the sails of the ship before it directs it round and pushes it in the direction of the other side of the chasm. And you can barely see the other side of the chasm from where you are. It's very far away. As you all watch this happen, you see the ship, you feel it lift beneath your feet, and it moves forward at a relatively speedy pace, considering it's basically made of rope and wood with what seems to be a balloon filled with some sort of gas above you. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes before suddenly, as you're looking around, Darren, you think you hear a bird. Sounds like a bird.
It's the bird.
Must be migration season, whatever that is.
Going to quickly roll. Oh no. The board is giving me a blinking exclamation mark. That can't be good.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's gone. It's fine. There we go.
You roll a 1.
You rolled
Yes,
an
I
out
rolled-
one.
I rolled a 1 for Isaac because I don't know why I was rolling for Isaac.
Ah.
Okay, that's better. And last but not least, okay. As the airship speeds through the sky, you hear a sudden ripping sound. The ripping of cloth.
Oh no.
As, with a sudden shriek of fury, diving down from high above you, you see a griffin sink its talons past the airship, cutting a massive hole in the side of the balloon. The captain shouts. His crew member turns the ballista for a second before the griffin just drops out of sight below the ship. I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh, goody.
Oh, goody.
Yeet.
Alright. Into the void.
Into the bucket, into the bed.
Hey, nice.
Initiative +4, so
Okay,
that's 7.
I couldn't see my
17?
dice because in the cloud layer.
Where did my dice go?
The void.
Somewhere.
16.
Okay, so it seems my dice is not working, so I'll roll it on roll 20.
They are working, they just quickly vanish into the clouds.
6.
Okay. Very quickly, I will add you all to the turn order. Ah, damn. If only, Darren, you had asked... Or actually, if only, Horace, you had told Darren about what you have in your backpack.
Oh, shit, it's the meat!
Well, you don't know if it's the meat. It's possible.
What should be after the
assume-
holy gem?
Okay, so... Initiative 25 to 20. Nobody? Okay, 20 to 15.
Me. 19.
16.
17.
19. What did you
Alright,
say?
come on, that's just not fair.
Hmm?
What did you say?
I got 17.
17?
17.
Okay. That is fine. Ingvar, followed by Horace, followed by... Actually, no, the Griffin. Third Griffin goes first. Then it's... Oh, fourth is back. Okay, 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
That's a 6 from me, dog.
Oof.
Okay. So wait, who had the 16?
Darren, I think.
I had the 16.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so... that, that. Okay. Lights turn order. Librarian, you are up first. The
Yay.
Griffin has disappeared out of sight as far as you can tell.
No.
Uh-oh.
Is there no way for me to target it at all?
From your current position on the ship, you cannot see it.
Is it metagamey if I move closer to it?
You saw where it went past, so you can definitely try that.
Okay, can I move closer over here and see if I can see it?
You rush over to the railing and you see the Griffin diving down into the clouds.
Are they spell targetable?
I don't know why they wouldn't be.
I need line of sight is basically what I'm asking. Oh, like they're below the cloud.
you can see him.
Okay. I just didn't know if they dived down or if they were diving. Yeah.
They
Okay.
are diving.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. Remind me what Fairy
good
Fire
call.
does again?
Each object in a 20-foot
Makes them
cube
glow.
within range is outlined in like a light source of my choice. They can roll a dexterity save. For the duration, if they fail, I believe it is, we gain advantage against them. And they can always be seen, I think, because they have like a fire outline, so it works against like visual effects.
So, Dex roll. That is a
That
failure.
failed. Nice.
Okay. As the Griffin dives down, you reach out, you snap your fingers, and suddenly the area that the Griffin is diving through bursts into sparkling pink flame. The Griffin sort of tries to reel back, but then it just dives straight through it, and it comes out the other side, and it is glowing very pink.
How pretty.
Okay. Ingvar, you're up next.
Well, he's gonna... I'm guessing he could see it at this point then, because it's glowing.
Yeah, it rises back up a little bit, and it is glowing bright pink.
So he's gonna scoot a little to the left, so he's not going to hit anybody.
Okay.
And he's assuming because it's a flying creature, it's going to have some sort of weakness to lightning.
Very
So
possibly, but you don't know.
No. So what he's going to do is shoot a lightning arrow at it.
Pokemon logic. I like it.
So I need to roll for... Well, I need to roll to see if I can hit it first. Yeah. Oh god, it went somewhere. Oh.
Okay.
Ooh!
Yeah, that hits.
I like. So then... Oh god, my
Griffins
brain.
do not have a very high armor class.
No. So it's a 1d8 for lightning damage, and then 1d6 for the... My brain's gone.
It's 1d6 plus your attack modifier plus 1d8 for the lightning damage.
Jesus. Whoop. Oh. I keep throwing them backwards.
Into the void once more.
So that's 9 plus...
Plus your dexterity modifier.
Your dexterity modifier, which is... 4.
Okay. So that's 13 points of
13.
damage. Okay. You loose an arrow over the side. You watch as the griffin streaks back up, and as it comes up, this glowing pink griffin, you loose an arrow, streaking. You watch as it explodes into this ball of lightning, essentially. It hits the griffin in the side. You watch as it sort of burns blasts a big gash of lightning across the side. The griffin sort of reels back. It's really trying to keep itself aloft. It screeches. And then sort of flaps back, and its eyes, dark, yellow, brutal, angry eyes, just stare at you with bird-like fury. Seagull-like fury, in fact.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Oh
you're
no!
Oh no.
It's unstoppable now.
Okay. Next up
Ooh.
is the griffin. It is going to.
Oh, the Griffin 3.
It is going to dive towards you, Ingvar, because you just basically electrocuted it. And it is going to do multi-attack.
Oh shit.
Oof. Alright. Okay, so first roll is a 17 to hit.
So that
Does that hit?
15, yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna attack you with his beak. He is going to do how much damage is he gonna do? He does 9 points of damage as he slashes towards you with his beak, and then he's gonna bring up a claw, and he is going. That's a 7 plus 13. Does that hit?
No.
No. And then he brings up a claw, but kind of gets caught on the railing, which he's scrabbling over to try and reach at you. And the claw swing misses as he then starts to back away again, falls over the side a little bit.
Fucking
Okay.
hit and run. Opportunity
Next up,
attacks?
Darren.
I have absolutely no ranged weaponry of any kind, so
This is true. Boris.
I
Can we throw the mule as a boomerang?
What's the turning radius like on the crossbow at the front?
On the crossbow, it seems to have a 270-degree turning angle. But it's a little limited to about 180 because you have to kind of be behind it to fire it.
Right.
Currently,
Well,
it is being used by the halfling. By the halfling co-pilot as well.
And I think it's fairly plain and obvious to everybody that there's no way I'm getting behind this griffin right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw your dagger at it.
I'm not throwing my dagger. I already have limited weapon options. You want me to toss one into the air?
We're already gonna be crashing, so like, just commit.
I both love and hate knowing things that you guys don't. It's such an interesting feeling.
Yep, I get that.
Right, I'm gonna like set up here and just ready in action, just slash at the thing if it gets close enough.
Okay, so you're going to hold your action until a griffin gets close enough.
Yes.
Okay.
That's about the only thing I've got going for me here.
Next up is Elder Corvus Ven, who doesn't have any ranged attacks, so he's just gonna stand there and go, "What the hell is going on?"
Big bud.
Then Decran Melitor. Oh yes, Decran Melitor. Okay. Let me very quickly check something before I do this. Oh, come on. You know this is a thing. Aha, here it is. Okay. Okay. Decran Melitor pulls his hands from beneath his robes, out of the long sleeves that he's usually got them sort of crossed in, and you look at, and you see that his hands are, in the brief glimpse that you see of them, are humanoid-ish, but the backs are covered in black scales, and instead of fingernails, he seems to have talons at the end of them. And he throws his hand outwards, and you watch as a bolt of crackling black and red energy streaks out of his hand and goes just over the griffin's shoulder as it dodges out of the way. Next up is this dude, who jumps down off his little bench, pulls a pair of shurikens out of his belt, and throws them both in quick succession at the griffin. Hitting both, and doing 7 points of damage. Okay. Next up, as the rest of you start preparing, seeing this griffin fly down, you notice another one flies over the top of the airship and down the other side. It does a double dash action, so it is not going to attack anyone this round, but there is another griffin on the field on the other side of the airship. Next up, Captain Lop Tumult is going to
play ABBA at top volume.
is gonna play ABBA at the no.
He's a bard.
As funny as that would be, no.
Oh.
is going to unleash. He raises his staff, and hurls. You watch as a small ember appears at the top of his staff before he points it towards the griffin, and a small ember turns into a flaming bolt that streaks past the griffin's head.
Oh my god!
He smacks his fist down on the banister next to him and goes, "Ah!" And he gets ready to throw another. But that is all he can do. Horace, it is your turn.
Okay, so I was just like about to, just about to enjoy a night. Then, like, what the fuck? Whoa, oh, fucking hell! As I'm going to get up and, okay, let's see. This one's been hurt a bit. So, by the way, I apparently. Oh wait. I cannot move my token for some reason.
Can you not? Why is that?
Yeah, I cannot.
Hold on. Let me double check with the mission for this token. Mission? Yeah,
there we
should
go.
Be able to. I just had to reselect it. So.
Wait, no, I still can't. Wait. Yeah, I still can't. I'm getting the exclamation mark again as well, by the way.
Oh, that's because you're disconnecting from the board at the moment. It'll figure itself out and reconnect, and then it'll let you move it around.
Oh, there we go.
Just tell me where you want to go.
It's fine. I don't need to move it. Oh, sorry about that. Ignore that. But I don't need to move anywhere right now. I'm just gonna cast catapult on the one that's been hit by the lightning arrow. So
do you
just
have something to catapult at it?
I mean, let's find out. I'm just gonna rifle through the bag and grab one of the link fangs.
You're grabbing one of the wormling fangs to catapult it in. Okay,
Oh my.
fair enough.
Yes.
That is doable.
I'm just gonna grab one of the fangs and just baseball pitch it towards the.
Okay, so catapult is a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay. Griffin does dexterity saving throw. That is a
success, probably.
16.
Yeah, it's already a success with a 14.
The Griffin, you raise your hand and you watch this fang slowly start to spin, and then whoosh, and it arcs right past the Griffin's ear as it dodges slightly to the right. Does not hit.
Oh shit! All right, then bonus action. Pull out my blade and start doing my little dancey dance. My blade song.
Your bonus action blade song. Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Next up, Garisha Redmond is going to run under here and take cover underneath the back of the ship because she cannot do much, and she is going to be removed from the turnover because she is cowering. Technically, not cowering. Just she's a scholar. She doesn't really have much to do. Allegra, the halfling co-pilot, seeing the other griffin rise up, or come down rather, is going to turn the front-mounted crossbow towards it and is going to attempt to attack it. With a hit. Sorry, Garisha, I was using your miniature.
Finally, somebody hit this thing.
Oh god, I need to pull up the stats for the crossbow.
That thing's gotta be pretty fucking strong. I'd hope.
Well, It is a pretty heavy crossbow. Oh yeah, it does. So this thing is a mounted heavy crossbow, which means it does a decent amount of damage, but then you have to reload it. So that's 7 points of damage to the other griffin over there. Okay. Next up, as the airship moves further onwards, the griffin's keeping pace with it pretty easily. You watch as out of the clouds, a third griffin rises, screeching as it goes at the other two. You see it rise out of the clouds, wings as it nears the airship. It is not able to do anything. It dashed to get here, but it is now floating around the airship with the other two griffins. Okay.
Jesus.
Next up, librarian.
Okay. 1 sec. That's 40. That's okay. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the griffin that still has fairy fire on it.
Okay. Eldritch Blast is an attack, so roll it, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is an attack.
Yep.
I rolled a 9.
You have advantage from fairy
And I
fire?
have advantage, actually, yeah.
you
So
have
I
advantage.
can roll again. I got a 17. That's
Nice.
17. That hits.
And 6 damage.
6 damage. Nice. You blast out. You hold up your hand, and a small sort of mote of bluish energy hovers in your palm, and you let it loose, and it bursts against the side of the griffin, who sort of reels back momentarily and then just keeps flapping and glaring at everyone on this ship angrily now. It's annoyed. It's glowing pink and it's very angry.
Get out of the sky!
Ingvar, it is your turn. Unless, librarian, you're doing anything as a bonus action.
I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action, so no.
Okay, Ingvar, your turn.
So you're
Oh,
not a
he's-
sorcerer.
He's thoroughly done with this one griffin right now. He's
Understandable.
hurt. He's annoyed at it. So he's going to set it on fire with one of his flame arrows.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Roll it.
Whoop.
That griffin is not having a good day, I gotta say.
No, it's glowing pink and very angry. That hits.
So for
And that's
flame,
now gonna be burning a pink fire.
That's 2d6 for fire and then 1 for damage, the normal one, I think.
Isn't it a D8?
I don't think that's correct. Hold on.
I could have swore flame arrows for 2d6s.
I will double check. We'll double check just to make sure.
I meant isn't it a D8 for the bow?
No, no.
Using
No,
a-
the bow is a D6. The flame arrows are a D8.
Oh, I must have wrote it down wrong then. Oh, well.
Actually, no. If you wrote it down, I'm going to assume that you are correct on this because I can't.
Oh, how
seem to-
about undo the dice rule then? Because it's kind of hovering.
Sorry, I'm doing my best.
Oh
I'm
well,
doing my best.
I'll drop them ones and ignore them.
Yeah, no. 2d6. 2d6.
Which is just as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's such a...
We'll wait for the other one to land.
Okay, that's much better.
Plus 4 in dexterity, so that's 17.
Okay, 17 points of damage. You unleash this second arrow as it streaks towards the griffin. You watch it embed in its shoulder blade. The griffin screeches in pain. And then you watch as its entire shoulder is suddenly consumed in fire as the arrow just goes whoomp, and then the griffin is just like, ah! It just flaps away from you, just like absolutely terrified by the fact that it is now burning. But as its wings beat, you watch the fire, as the fire sort of lessens and then goes out as the flame is beaten down by the wings and the air.
Christ, he's been electrocuted and set on fire by one person.
Yeah, it's not happy. It's also not looking. It's not looking very good anyway.
Why won't this
fancy
owl die?
I don't think I can really.
Okay. Next up is the griffin that's been fairy fired, electrocuted, and burned. Who is going to swoop in towards you, librarian, and is going to attempt to multi-attack it. Darren, you were holding your attack, right?
I was, yes.
Technically, this is a new round, so that attack holding would have expired on the librarian's turn.
Doesn't it work
however,
until the start of his round? Until the start of his turn?
Is that how it works?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you as
otherwise, if I was last in the turn order, there'd be no point in me ever readying an action.
I mean, regardless, you would get an opportunity of attack on this, but you'd still get an attack as the griffin comes in. But it is also going to do an attack on you, librarian. It's going to do a multi-attack. So it's going to try and peck at you with its beak, which it misses, and it is going to try and swipe at you with its claw,
which it also misses. Dancy wizard.
What's your AC?
12.
That's a 13.
Ah.
It has a +6 to attack. That hits.
Fuck your owl.
You dug your own grave with that one.
Yeah, I did.
Kinda did. Okay, so that is a +6. With its claws, 2d6. Fuck. That's fine.
I don't like hearing 2d6.
So that's. Come on, game.
My feeble wizard body.
Oh no.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that's not great. That is 14 points of damage.
What?
It rolled 2 5s on a 2d6.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
gonna
10
hurt.
points of damage?
No, that's 14 because it's got a +4 on its claws.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that
You're
is
not
14
instantly
points of
down,
damage
are you?
to you.
No, I'm okay.
And
Maybe.
Darren, you may now roll your attack.
Oh, goody.
So whatever you're attacking with.
Okay, well, it's just a dagger, but here we go. That is a 2.
That does not hit the griffin.
He has advantage.
He does have.
Do
You
I
do
have
have
advantage?
advantage.
Yep.
That is true. That is
Yes,
true.
Okay,
Roll
right,
it again.
well, let's...
I believe
hope
in
I
you.
get-
I believe in you.
I don't.
Somebody's gotta.
I cannot pick up that dice, so that's just there forever, okay.
Oh wait, shit, I forgot. When I got attacked, can I cast Hellish Rebuke? Or is it passed?
Turns passed. So
Okay, no worries.
That is a
you gotta
nat
tell
1.
me during your turn. That is a
No.
what?
Oh damn it,
you-
Darren!
I'm just
God.
useless in the air, wow.
You bring your dagger towards it, and it just it's flapping wildly. You're having a really hard time getting a beat on it.
still
You just
let me
keep
stab
stabbing
you.
at it, and it doesn't really do anything. Okay. Next turn, you're up, Darren.
Well, I mean, the griffin's right here, but I really don't have very much, I don't know. I throw my hand, I guess, at it in like a fist gesture and cast Acid Splash.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, Okay.
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah,
There you
sure.
go.
Hold on, let me check how Acid Splash works real quick.
You hurl a bubble of acid, choose one creature you can see within range, or choose two creatures you can see within range that are within 5 feet of each other. Must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid.
Yeah, okay. So... da-da. That is
Which it
an
fails.
11.
Let's see, my spellcasting ability is Intelligence, which is a +0, so it is a flat 11. So that barely succeeds.
That succeeds. You watch as this little bubble of acid, you summon it into your palm. Well, technically, you grab a vial of acid from your belt and you throw it. And you watch as it sails.
I don't have a vial of acid on my belt. I can just cast acid splash.
Yes, but for flavor text, I'm just putting it out
This is
there.
a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, you were just like, I have no idea what to do. I will grab the first thing on my belt and throw it at him. It happened to be a vial of acid.
No.
Very good luck.
No, this is not luck. This is Darren has just discovered they can do magic.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, the griffin just easily ducks out of the way as you watch this bubble of acid just fly over its head. It didn't seem to want to get acid splashed.
Understandable.
On top of everything else.
Yeah. Alright. Next up is Elder Corvus Ven, who is going to take a... Wait, where is he?
Somewhere.
Oh, there he is. No, never mind. Who's going to take a running leap up these stairs and is going to attempt to grapple the griffin.
Oh, Jesus, this can only end well.
This is a little precarious, buddy.
So he's going to attempt to bring it down to the level of the ship. Yeah. Okay, so. So that is a 15. And the griffin's strength is 18. So no, that fails. He jumps up, attempts to grab it by the neck, but the griffin just keeps beating its wings. It's really angry right now. And he drops down back to the deck of the ship and sort of stands there for a moment trying to catch his balance. Next up, Declan Melitor is going to... I saw something interesting, so I'm going to find. Let's see. This is... Yeah. Range spell attack. Ooh! Okay. So what do I need to do with this? Yeah, the hit target takes, yeah. Choose one of the d8s. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, and that. That is 14 points of damage.
And then double.
14 points as you all watch as Declan sort of moves his hands in a rhythmic motion, pulls them apart, and pushes one out. And you watch as this mass of tangled sort of colourful strings kind of pull between his fingers before they suddenly turn a bright green. And he pushes his hand out, and this jet of green energy pushes towards the griffin, and it takes 14 points of acid damage.
If it's a crit, isn't it doubled?
It is doubled, you are correct. So it takes 28 points of acid damage. You watch as this griffin's head is melted into nothingness, and you watch as the body falls out of the sky.
Literally.
Well.
I love how quick the griffin plummeted on Tailspire. It just
Yeah, I just turned off its flying ability. It goes straight to the ground with that.
got hit by the fist of God out of the sky.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Next up, the childlike creature at the front of the ship is going to pull a small ring out and is going to aim it at the griffin on the left side of the ship. And the griffin needs to make a dex saving throw, which it fails. So you watch as the childlike creature holds this ring out towards the griffin, and you watch as a bolt of yellow energy discharges from the ring towards the griffin and hits it square in the chest. And for a moment, the griffin sort of stops moving before you watch its entire body just all of its muscles spasm, and you see it start to fall out of the sky, unmoving, as far as you can tell. It also takes 6 points of damage. Okay. Next up, the griffin on the other side of the ship is going to swoop in towards you, Ingvar, and is going to attempt to claw at you. Followed by biting at you. So that is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, so 2d6. That is 10 points of damage. As it claws towards you, you feel you were staring at the other griffin as it got its head melted off, and then you feel a sudden pain as the griffin behind you claws down as it sort of clings onto the side of the ship and brings its claw down on your shoulder. It is then going to attempt to attack you with its beak.
Oh shit.
Which is
It's a hit.
It's a hit?
It's a hit.
Okay. So that is 1d8. Which you take 5 points of damage because it rolled a 1.
I think I've got 1 HP left.
That's all you need, baby.
Captain Locked is going to bring his staff down again, point it at the griffin that is now attempting to get you, Ingvar, and is going to very quickly where is the spell? Where is the spell? I've lost the spell. Hold on. I'm trying. Fire. Fire. Ah, there it is. Yep. Okay. So is going to loose another firebolt at that griffin with a +2 to hit. That hits. Target takes 1d10 fire damage. Okay, so the griffin takes 7 fire damage and is sent reeling back. Still clinging onto the side, but a little less close to you now, Ingvar. Horace, it is your turn.
Okay, so permission to give a bit of story flavor, I guess, to the spell I'm about to cast?
Sure.
Okay. So as I like spin my blade around during my blade song, I just hold it in front of my eyes, just like chosen, huh? Well then, let's see how much I can put. How much this chosen can pull out of you. As slowly threads of darkness begin growing out of Horus, out of the blade Horus, as starts swirling around before the blade itself entirely is coated in darkness, as I cast Shadow Blade.
Okay. So remind me what Shadow Blade does again.
I will tell you. You weave together threads of shadow to create a sword of solidified gloom in your hand. We discussed this that instead of a new sword, it's just affecting Horus.
Yes.
This magic sword lasts until the spell ends, which is 1 minute. It counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has finesse, light, and thrown properties.
Okay.
In addition, when you're using when you use the sword to attack a target that is in dim light or darkness, you make the advantage.
Okay.
And then if I drop it at the at the end of the turn, it comes back to my hand. I can use a bonus action to have it come back to my hand.
That is fine. Go for it.
Would you consider the griffin to be in dim light right now, under the shade that
No. It's shadow, but it's not dim light. It's still easily visible.
All right, then let's see if I can move now. I cannot move. Could you move me over there?
Yep. There you go.
Thank you. And I will roll to hit.
Okay, roll it.
God damn it, 5. 7.
7. That does not hit. You go to swing with your blade made of shadow, and the griffin sort of leans back as the tip just barely passes in front of its jugular. Okay.
Oh shit.
Allegra Moll is going to take this turn to reload the heavy crossbow at the front of the ship. And it's not going to be able to do anything else. The other griffin is going to come in for an attack on this weird little halfling that keeps... Well, not halfling, but this weird little creature that keeps throwing things at it in one way or another. And is going to do a multi-attack very quickly. The beak does not hit. And the claws do. Okay, so do that. Okay, so that's 7 points of damage. Right. No, because you cast the cube of fairy fire below the ship when the griffin was diving down. Because in order to do that, you would have had, in order to get the first griffin, you would have had to cast it below the ship. Okay, librarian, you're up.
Okay. I want to cast Armor of Agathis. I think I'll never remember how to pronounce it properly. It's fine.
Armor of Agathis.
Agathis. On myself to give me the extra hit points.
Okay.
And I want to cast Sanctuary on Invar.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay, yeah, Sanctuary, sure.
Yeah, I think Lydia has... Yeah, they only have like 1 hit point left.
Yeah. Don't mind me, I'm just dying over here.
It's fine, everything's okay.
The librarian is here.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary, so they should be fine. And I should get 5 extra hit points.
Yep, that's fine. Mark it down. Ingvar, you're up next. Not feeling too great.
No, he's not.
Suplex it.
Yeah, have the ranger suplex a griffin. That'll go well.
With your 18 strength, probably.
Just pull out a healing potion, I beg of you.
I've got. Ingvar does have Cure Wounds, actually, as a spell.
This is true.
Use it!
It doesn't count as an offensive action, so you'll be
No.
protected through all the griffin strengths.
So he's going to do exactly that. He's going to cast him Cure Wound on
Okay.
himself, which is a 1d8 apparently.
Plus
yeah.
your spellcasting
1d8
modifier.
plus your spellcasting modifier. And your
Which,
spellcasting modifier is intelligence, I think.
No, wisdom.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Oh, is it wisdom for rangers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's better.
1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, because he's intelligence is 1.
Roll me a d8.
I'm rolling. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, fuck.
Well, you heal 4 points. You heal 4 hit points.
It's better than nothing, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Is that your turn, Ingvar?
I'm guessing, because he can't... Because he used his action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Darren?
You still have your movement.
Yeah,
Well, you can't-
but
ugh.
if you move, the griffin will get an opportunity of attack on you. So
Forget
bear
it.
that in
I'm
mind.
just staying right here.
Yeah. Darren, it is your turn.
I might cower.
Right.
now.
Darren is still a little bewildered about what just happened, but how hecked up are these griffins looking individually? Left and right?
So the one at the side is looking a little singed and generally a little more beaten up. The one at the front is just angry. The one at the side also has 2 shurikens sticking out of his body, so you know.
Right.
But they're not
Okay.
looking too beaten up.
Right, okay. Okay, Darren is just gonna quickly pat down, see if they have, like, acid vials anywhere. Tools of the trade, they know they've had them before.
Mm-hmm.
No acid vials, actually. Fine. The weird one that they got from their uncle, but that doesn't quite count. More or less.
Oh, that one.
As far as you know.
Okay, so thinking very quickly, under a lot of stress right now, tries to do it again?
Okay.
Acid splash.
Roll a range.
Well, no, there's no ranged spell attack to it. It's just they roll
it's just a
dexterity
dexterity
save.
saving throw. You're right.
Yes.
You're right. That is a 12.
Yeah, that passes. But
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Darren just cast acid splash again.
Darren reaches around, pats his pockets, holds his hand up, pulls a globule of acid out of thin air and throws it. And it arcs over the griffin. Still very surprised that you are able to do this. Throws it over the griffin, arcs it away, it does not hit. Elder Corvus Ven is going to drop down, run across to the other side of the ship, keeps having to do this, and is going to do... let me check. Is going to do Flurry of Blows.
Ooh.
So he's going to pull a quarterstaff attack on the griffin. Sorry, I'm having to look some of this up.
No worries.
1d6, so is going to do 3 attacks against this griffin with his quarterstaff. So the first one hits And the second one also hits. And the third one also hits.
God.
So that is 3d6 of bludgeoning to the griffins. That is 6 points of damage. So not great, but pretty decent points of damage. Okay. Next up, Decran Melitor is going to turn towards the griffin that is currently near the front of the ship, and is going to do Eldritch Blast. So quickly roll that. That hits. D10. That is 10 points of damage. Holy shit. Okay.
Nice.
Right. The person at the front of the ship is going to rifle through his pouches once more, pulls out a bunch of things. You see him pull out a napkin, a string of handkerchiefs, what looks to be a rather large rolled up map. That's about 3 feet long in its rolled up form before he throws it on the ground. Before eventually he pulls something else out of his pocket. It looks to be some sort of silver band that would go on an arm, and he throws it at the griffin. And that's going to be a ranged attack. Which does not hit. Now you watch as this silver band arcs towards the griffin and then just kind of sails past down and disappears over the side, and the little guy just kind of looks over the side and kind of hangs his head for a moment before staring back up at the griffin. And the next griffin is going to attempt to attack Elder Corvus Vem. Okay. So that is a bite for a d8, because that hits, for 7 points of damage. I realized I have to adjust this guy's hit points. Okay. So 7 points of damage on its bite, and then is going to attempt to attack with its claws once again. And that also hits. That is going to be another 8 points of damage. Okay. Right. Next up, the captain is going to do another firebolt at the griffin on the side. And that misses. Horace, you're up next.
Alright. So, fucking not much to do aside from try again. So, well, this time we're gonna make it spicier because I forgot I can do this last time. I'm gonna go for Booming Blade with the Shadow Bladed Horus.
Okay.
So,
rolling.
There we go. 17. Now we're.
Okay. So roll me damage.
2d8 plus my dex. And this is psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, this damage roll could be better. 7.
Okay, so 7 plus, is that 7 plus or 7 total?
7 total.
7 total. Okay.
Yes. Psychic damage, yeah.
You lower your blade towards the griffin. You point. You watch as the blade vibrates slightly. The vibrations sort of wobble across the blade. And they pass through, but the wind that's whipping around is really just causing the vibrations to lose their power, and it just impacts gently against the side of the griffin. Doesn't do as much damage as you'd hoped.
Shit. And just take a deep breath. Do I have anything to do with my bonus action right here? Let me check. Not really, no. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Allegremont is going to lean over the side of the ship, trying to get the heavy crossbow towards the griffin that's kind of behind her at this point, and is going to attempt to loose a bolt at it, which misses, flies straight past the griffin's head. And then the next griffin is going to actually
Dive onto the deck. Dive onto the deck.
is going to
Totally won't
land
surround you and turn you into a blender.
is going to land on the deck of the ship
Yay!
and
Yay.
is going to
At
go
last.
for the librarian. If it can get past.
Every day, birds be attacking me.
Okay.
Please tell me you have shield.
That is a miss.
Nope.
And this is a hit.
A definite hit.
And that is 2d6.
Armor of Activus?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 7
That's-
points of damage.
Okay, 7 points, you take 5 points of cold damage.
Okay, so 5 points of cold damage to the griffin. So yeah. Okay, next up, librarian. It is your turn.
I wonder if this is still a good idea.
It's always a good idea.
I am going to cast Magnify Gravity.
Okay.
Whoa! Whoa!
On where are you casting this?
The best bit is the bit that hits both of them about here. It does unfortunately get, like, Horus in it as well, and the other two NPCs, but I don't care about them because they just got introduced 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Been here a few sessions, but okay.
Okay. Well, actually, yeah, they have. About there, so Horus is in it, and both
Okay.
Griffins are in it, and those two at the front are.
What happens to me? What does
10-foot
Magnify Gravity
radius
do?
sphere.
We'll find out together.
Yay!
So I need everyone inside that to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a little shorter than that, actually. It's 10-foot radius sphere, not 16.
Oh, is it not?
Okay, so Constitution saving throw.
Okay, a 10-foot radius.
Whoa,
Okay, so
big fail.
That's not good, but that's not good for different reasons than you might think.
That's not good for me either.
Okay,
I
you
got
get
a
a 4.
That is a natural 20 for the childlike figure at the front.
Well,
Okay,
that's
wonderful, wonderful.
They
Good,
succeed.
good. You didn't murder a child.
And that is a failure for Allegremont.
Well, that's not that great.
Corpus Ven doesn't, I think.
Corpus Ven doesn't need to.
Yeah.
No.
So just on the edge of it, and it's small.
His arm feels a little heavier, but
So that's a natural 1 for one of the griffins.
that's a win.
And that is a 19 for the other griffin.
Fuck that Griffin in particular.
Okay, so right. This is interesting because I also had to roll a Constitution saving throw for the ship.
No.
Oh!
Oh no!
And it
Oh,
rolled
no.
a natural 1.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
I thought this
also-
might happen.
As you sort of bring your
That's all my
hands out
damage.
wide and force the gravity around you to increase, you watch as ropes and pieces of plank in the floor and around you start to snap and break. You watch as one of the griffins gets slammed into the ground, the one that was previously flying. The childlike figure in the middle seems unconcerned, but roll me damage.
That is 11.
Okay.
Ooh, that hurts.
And it's force damage.
This griffin takes 11 points of force damage. Allegra takes 11 points of force damage. And Horace, did you save or not?
No, I failed.
Okay.
Oh,
so
also, if you fail, you take half that.
If I
if you
fail, I
fail,
take
you
half?
take half that?
Yeah, if you fail, you take... Or, sorry, no. If you succeed, you take half that.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
5 points of damage to the childlike figure, who is now unconscious. You watch as something just bounces them off the deck, and then they're suddenly just lying there stunned. This griffin takes 5 points of damage. And you watch as the entire front of the ship suddenly starts sloping at about a 10-degree angle as parts of it start to crack and break. Yeah.
No.
Ingvar, it is your turn.
Oh no.
The poor man's gripping onto this railing for dear life at this point. I'm guessing he probably just shoot at one of them, to be fair.
I mean, it's basically within melee range at this point. It's not gonna... Like, you're gonna get
it's gonna be a
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
No, and if he tries to back off, it's gonna get the opportunity, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I get the arrows, but his short sword's still got -1 damage on it.
I mean, here's the thing.
Welcome to-
You have a +8 on your attack if you use your bow. You will be rolling at disadvantage, but it is technically the better option.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to roll very high with that.
And if I use the flame arrows, that's a 2d6.
Have we established if this is a hydrogen blimp or not?
You have no idea.
Real quick.
You have no
Okay.
idea.
And then the
I
hydrogen.
mean, half the ship is kind of falling off the front at this point. I think the
Yeah.
ship's done for.
Yeah, but I'd prefer not to like hit the ground also being followed by a giant flaming mess.
I feel like it's the magic crystal making it levitate.
Why is there a balloon above us?
Style.
Atmosphere.
Roll me an intelligence check, librarian.
Oh boy.
No.
Oh boy.
Intelligence, let's see. 10.
As far as you can tell, the crystal is being used to, not in fact to levitate the ship, but to channel the winds around it to propel it.
Oh geez, here we go falling again.
Oh jeez, Rick.
Go.
So anyway, what are you doing? Ingvar?
Hindenburg to Electric Boogaloo.
He's gonna say fuck it and just shoot the one on the deck with a.
Okay, roll me an attack with disadvantage. So roll 2d20 and take the lower.
Oh, fuck it.
Well, that's a 9.
And the other one went into the void.
Give it a second.
Goodbye,
4.
dice.
So lowest is 4. So that's
4
12.
plus 2
That's
hits,
12.
so that's 6.
That hits.
Oh,
With
okay.
your +8,
Oh.
that hits.
Oh, fair enough. So that's. Oh god, these dice are glitching out with the bubble. And they're gone.
It's because there's
Aye.
just such a massive terrain difference.
Plus. Dex, which is 4. So that's
Okay.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. You unleash an arrow and it spook hits into the chest of this griffin, For a moment, nothing happens, and then thwomp, its entire chest bursts into flame. It screeches back in pain, sort of almost falling off the side. Oops.
Almost.
Bye.
It goes.
Oh, there it goes.
Almost.
Bye, have a great time.
Bye, have a great time.
Griffin just learned Newtonian theory.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reason.
For every Griffin, there is an opposite Griffin.
Hold up. I'm
For every
getting
living
it back.
griffin, there's a dead one.
Anti-Griffin.
Almost falling off the side, but not quite. Still kind of clinging on as hard as it can to the side of the airship. Okay. Next up, Darren.
Right, well, significant personal revelations aside at this exact moment, stabbing things in melee range is something I know quite well. So,
Okay.
point of order, the small person behind the griffin, will that count as flanking?
No, they are currently unconscious.
They're unconscious, although upright.
You've got
Horace
Horace on
would
the
count
other
as
side.
flanking, technically. Sorry.
Well,
I was still where the librarian was, maybe.
The librarian and Horace would count as flanking, technically, yes.
Alright. Well, I've got little to lose here. I'm gonna try and move to the rear of the, griffin.
Okay.
Not a place one usually likes to stand, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And, stab with sneak attack and advantage.
Okay, roll it.
Let's see, that's 1d6 for that. Oop, one just went. 9 and 3, so 9 tops. That is a grand total of 13.
That hits.
Hooray!
Hurrah.
1d4 plus 2d6 for damage.
Roll it.
Up they go. 11 points. Go.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so 11 points of damage. The griffin, who has been focusing on the librarian up to this point, sort of goes... You drive a blade directly into its posterior. It whirls around to glare at you with this intense fury. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Elder Corpus Ven is going to bring his quarterstaff down on the griffin's head for a 19. And that is 1d8 damage, which does 4. Okay.
does he have any bonus?
No.
Alright.
Okay. Next up, Declan Melitor is going to back up a little bit and is going to attempt to cast and that is an 11 plus 2, so that hits. Oh, goodbye to that dice. That is a 5 points of damage. There we go.
It's stuck on the back of the ship.
Ship's
Yes.
steadily filling with dice.
It is.
This is why it's sinking.
That guy is unconscious, so I will quickly run his death saving throw. That is a 2. He fails his first death saving throw. Okay.
Uh-oh.
That bodes well.
Next up is the other griffin, who is going to attempt to attack Elder Corpus Ven once more. That is
15. No, 17.
Can it
that is
reach?
17. That hits for 8 points of damage. That's 5. Okay. And then another one.
Bites the dust.
That is a miss. So it comes in with its beak and tears into Elder Corpus's Van's sort of front. You see a couple of scratches as he stumbles back, but then he gets to his feet and dodges the next claw strike that comes in. Next, Captain Lopt Malt slams his staff on the ground, says, "I've had enough of this," pulls a whistle, or what looks like a whistle, from around his neck, and blows into it. And for a moment, nothing happens. And then you hear a sudden and the sound of wing beats getting louder and louder as from out of the sky, plummeting down, a relatively small dragon dashes down, clamps its jaws around one of the griffins, and drags it off the deck before plummeting down into the cloud cover below.
Kill steal.
Kill steal. What the fuck just happened?
You watch as the jaws of a dragon clamp around a griffin's neck and just pull it down into the abyss below before it disappears.
Bloody hell.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
Next up, Horus.
Okay.
Hang on, that was the one I was stabbing too.
Horus is gonna stabilize himself the high gravity and is also gonna step out of the high gravity, safety, but still in range within the griffin.
Okay.
And then just gonna attack.
All right.
Let me see. Still can't move my token, unfortunate.
Okay, I will put you there. I'm not sure
All
why
right.
it's not letting you move your token at the moment. That seems weird.
I want to die. That's a 10.
Actually, as a point, the magnified gravity only lasts for an action, so it would have gone by now.
It lasts
Oh,
for a
all right.
round.
Would Ingvar be
It lasts how
flanking?
long?
It lasts for a round until my next turn.
Oh yes, that is a point. Never mind.
Actually,
I'm-
okay. Would Ingvar have counted as flanking for me?
Technically, if you'd stayed where you were, yes.
Well, shit, it's a bit too late for that now.
I mean, I will allow you to retract your movement if that is what you wish.
Yes, I would like that. So, do I roll with advantage now?
Yes.
All right. Come on, baby boy. Okay, wait. So it's just, yeah, okay, that's a 7.
That is actually a point now that I think about it. Darren, roll me a dexterity saving throw because you stepped into the gravity, the magnified gravity field.
It's a con save, actually.
Is it a con save?
It's a con save, yeah.
Fair enough. Constitution saving throw then.
Oop, that's the fan self.
Lying?
Lying?
Yes. Oh, I might have to die to make a con save.
Yeah, con save.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, good thing I'm a dwarf.
Good thing
Sorry,
you're
I
thick.
zoned out completely there for a hot second.
Well, is the height, the lower height, less gravity?
Yeah.
The further you go to the moon, the less gravity you have. That's a pass.
14 total.
Okay, so you take 5 points of force damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is
Horace.
depressing. Yeah. Okay, wait. So, am I doing those first two?
You cut out. Say that again?
Am I doing full reroll or just take the just?
Take the highest.
Oh, that's still a 10. That's
10
depressing.
total?
Yes.
Okay, that does not hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Quite depressing. That is my turn. Okay, I'm now gonna step out of the map.
Okay, so you now step out of the field. Okay. Allegra Mole at the front tries to turn the heavy crossbow towards the griffin at the back, but gives up and shouts to the captain, "You know, you could have called the fucker sooner." The next griffin is gone. So next up, librarian.
Oh boy. Okay, magnify gravity ends. Let's end this hell.
Okay.
I cast
Magnify
Eldritch
gravity
Blast on the
ends.
griffin.
Eldritch Blast, roll and attack.
Smack. That is a crit fail, so 6.
6. Yeah, no, that does not hit. You watch as the Eldritch Blast fires over the griffin's shoulder and out of sight. Ingvar, you're up next.
Oh, he's. I'm thinking lightning this round. Oh, right, I just
okay.
closed the stream by accident.
You are making sure to mark off the arrows that you're using, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm down to 4 each.
Mhm.
Anyway. So I need to roll an attack if the dice doesn't glitch into the oblivions.
13.
That hits.
Whoop!
Okay.
Oh, that's
That
11.
is 7 points of damage. Plus additional. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's your play?
Shoot it in the heart, I guess. Give him an electrical heart attack.
Okay, you are going to
Defibrillation.
do a reverse defibrillation on this.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The griffin is still kind of clinging onto the side, one claw on the railing, the other claw on the deck. You can see its chest that has been burned to shreds. You can see flesh sort of burned and reddened, slightly spewing pus. Doesn't look good. You take aim with your bow. You loose an arrow. You watch as this electrical bolt streaks through the air and essentially carves a small hole into its heart before you watch its entire body shudder and then fall limp as its claws scrape over the side and you watch as it falls out of the sky. Whoop.
Whoop.
Okay. That is it. Combat encounter over.
I'm back.
You all
Hey.
watch. You catch your breath for a moment. You watch. You look around. You're still on high alert, but everything seems to have quieted. The griffins are gone. And then you hear the sound of enormous flapping wings as slowly from below you see the rising figure of a great silver-scaled dragon, maybe about the size of a horse-drawn cart and its horses. So not that big, but to you guys, pretty fucking big for people who've never seen a dragon before. It's definitely smaller than the airship, but it's pretty big. It lands on the side of the ship with a sudden as its claws sort of grip into the railings, and you watch as the railings sort of crack under its weight. The entire ship sort of lists to the side a little bit before the dragon kind of settles down, sort of sitting there proudly. You see dripping down its chin the remnants of feathers and blood from where it seemed to have a pretty good meal overall.
What the fuck?
Enough it goes.
Oh, that was unintentional. Hold on. Where did that go?
It came and went as quickly as it came.
By the way, just throwing this out there, I decided to rejoin because of the issues I was stuck on the waiting on GM screen. So might be that's my fault. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Well, unfortunately, I can't help with that. But actually, no, I might be able to help with that. Hold on, give me a second.
I mean, you're the GM. I assumed you'd be able to help. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, you went to the old board because this one isn't set to default. This is just an encounter map.
I see.
Okay.
I can move now.
Hey.
As you all watch this dragon settle onto the sides, you see this dragon is pretty big. It has gleaming silvery scales across its back and over its arms and legs and tail. It looks pretty majestic. It stands there. It looks pretty proud as well. And you see Allegra, the halfling, stomp over to it, kind of grumpily, and go, "Took you long enough." And you hear in a deep, rumbling voice, "I come when called. It is the arrangement. You seemed to be handling yourselves well enough." The dragon sort of swings its head round to observe all of you and goes, "You all put up quite a good fight. I'm impressed." As Allegra stomps over to the halfling, rifles through the halfling's pockets first, pulls out what seems to be a health potion, and jams it in his throat. Or not the halfling, but the figure that went down, essentially. The figure comes back to 2 points of health.
Damn.
Poor fella.
Okay.
Healing potion.
And he sort of sits up and looks pretty woozy, but he's awake. Okay. What would you all like to do? You hear from behind you Captain Lop Tumult shout, "Given no more interruptions, we should be across the chasm in about 3 hours. Take your time to do whatever." And he just kind of sits back against the rear railing of the ship.
Well, I for one would like to thank our dragon friend here for finishing off the bird for us, the griffin.
Yes, finishing off. That's the term I would like to use as well.
The dragon sort of inclines its head towards you, and it's sort of nod of respect. Not necessarily deference, but definitely respect. And goes, My name is Zeldrofin. I am guardian of this chasm, as it were. I help passengers and folk like yourselves for a minor monetary fee from the folk here on the ferry to ensure your passage is safe and able. The voice that comes from this dragon is somewhat at odds with its form. The voice is light, gentle, booming still deep, but not the way you would expect. And it follows on by saying, I try my best to keep everyone who crosses this chasm alive. And sort of sits back against the sort of leans up, as it were, against the rigging to its side. And you watch as some of the rigging grows taut and a few strands snap from the additional impact of the dragon after the magnify gravity spell earlier. Okay. So what are you all doing? You have about 3 hours before you arrive at the other side of the chasm. And the dragon seems to be pretty content about sitting there.
Alright. I'm going to like once I've calmed my breath down, once the adrenaline is wearing, I'm just gonna walk over to Moklin. Was that his name?
Decran Melitor, if you mean
Decran
the
Melitor.
priest. Yeah.
Yes, Decran Melitor. Excuse me. Could I have a moment? Could I have
The
a
priest
moment?
sort of turns around towards you and goes, yes, small one. How can I be of assistance?
Decran, right? Yes. If I were to go back on your previously,
You mean my offer to identify that sword of yours?
yes,
I
I'll.
would be delighted.
I'm all looking for accepting their privacy. I think, as I look at Horus, I have a feeling. So
Could you repeat that last section? You are cutting out a little bit. Okay.
oh, sorry. Although I'm all for privacy, I feel like I'm gonna find out one way or another. So, especially since now that that question is ringing in my head.
Of course, if I could. And he holds out his scaled hand, palm up.
Like a very hesitant, very hesitant, but like slowly put the sword in his hand and like
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I expect such. 5.
You hear a sudden throbbing in your head. A shout. A scream, almost. No! Your fingers grip the sword tightly. You can't seem to let it go. You can't seem to let this person touch it. You draw it back, hold it close to your chest.
Okay. Holding my head, breath, and just. I think I'm gonna have to find out on my own. Sorry for your time.
The figure backs away slightly. and goes, there is one thing that I suspect that may aid you. That blade is ancient. Far more ancient than you or I may even be able to imagine. It is a possibility that the spirit of whomever first wielded that blade is still trapped within it. You may want to consider that as you journey forward, my little friend. And Declan turns and walks into the sort of secluded area behind the cabin to converse with the scholar woman who is sitting at the back.
Just a moment of pause and thought. Deep thought, and then just as I look at the blade and just, I guess I'll find out more in due time.
Okay.
For I am your chosen, and then just gonna lean back and start rifling through the book more.
Okay.
This time more.
All right. Roll me an investigation check, and we'll get back to that. What are the
Alright.
rest of you doing?
Darren is kind of going through a few things at the moment. And is just kind of gonna try and take the dragon aside as well as one can.
Okay.
And just ask, something happens during that fight, and I can't help but imagine that either you're somehow involved in it, or some other element is treating this as a sign. But I didn't used to be able to do this, and then Darren reaches their hand over the sides and acid splash.
Okay. The dragon looks down at you and goes, well, young one, you have a seed of magic in you, just like every creature on this world. Though tapping into it is easier said than done. You seem to have found a foothold from when to start.
Do you know where this will go, or?
I'm no prophecy teller. I'm no oracle. You will have to find out for yourself.
Well, thank you for your assistance anyways.
It is indeed in the study. It is an airship built in Tailspire.
And at this
Without the
point,
ship-
Ingvar's just kind of
Sounds-
collapsed to the floor and is, sitting on the floor and trying to patch himself up as best he can.
Okay.
Trying
Alright.
not to bleed all over the airship, over the airboat.
Okay, so, I mean, essentially you have the capacity for a short rest in this time period. So if everyone wants to go ahead and quickly take a short rest,
Gladly.
and roll your hit die to regain some hit points, etc.
I will take you up on that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we haven't covered, librarian. What are you doing in this time period?
I think I'm going to be checking on the person I downed.
Yeah, sure. So you walk over to the small person who is standing on the deck, sort of at the moment, sort of picking up various bits and pieces that have come out of his pouches during the fight. He looks up to you as you approach and goes, "Hiya, how can I help you?"
Hello, I would just like to apologize. I did not see you behind that pillar while the giant griffin was trying to murder my face.
Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Happens all the time. if I had a nickel for every time one of my traveling compatriots squished me into paste, I'd probably have 1 nickel. But hey, it's 1 nickel.
It sure is. You know what's better than a nickel? Here. And I hand him a library card membership.
The being sort of takes it and goes, "Oh, I can add it to my collection." And he pulls out a book, right? And thumbs through it, and you see at least 15 pages are the same library card form.
What?
The same one. 15 of them just in a row. And then there are library card forms from different libraries, but at least 15 of them in bold letters at the top say Praxis Grand Library. And he sticks it into his book, closes it up, puts it back in a pouch. And you notice the pouch he's putting it in is not sized for a book that size, but it somehow ends up fitting anyway.
Oh, what a wonderful bag you have.
The being turns to you and goes, "Which one?" And he gestures to his form, and you notice that there are maybe 15 to 16 pouches covering his form in various places. He's got a big backpack over his shoulder. He's got pouches all across his belt, all across straps that are strapped to the front of his armor. Yeah, this man is covered in pouches.
Can I roll to see if I know that bag you just put it into is a bag of holding?
Roll me an Arcana check.
12.
Yeah, this is pretty good, and a pretty good assumption that this is some form of bag of holding. Maybe not a particularly big one, because you've only seen him put the book in, but you can assume that it contains more inside it than at first glance may seem possible. So yeah, within your knowledge, it is possibly some form of bag of holding.
Okay. Well, I have a proposition for you. If I were to give you this wonderful book from my collection, truly a scintillating read for the ages, wonderfully renowned author, I present the On Silver Rivers tome. Would you be willing to stand by my side for just 10 moments so I may get a closer look at that satchel that you just put that book into?
Okay, roll... Yeah, no, roll me a persuasion.
21.
Oh my god.
The creature, the being, goes, "Yeah, sure, why not? I haven't had a good read in a long time." And he grabs the book out of your hand, sits down next to you, and starts thumbing through the pages. And as you're looking at him, as you're examining the satchel at his side, you watch his face, and it slowly goes from like giggling, laughing to blushing red, back to giggling and laughing again. Several stages of just laughing at this book that you've lent him. You examine the pouch for the better part of an hour or so. You get a pretty good look at it overall, and eventually, about an hour or so later, the being flips the book closed, and hands it back to you and says, "I'll remember that one." Says,
Everyone always does.
That was very good. That was fantastic reading. I love it. I love it. I especially like the part where, and he goes on to
no,
describe
not here in public.
in detail, in public, goes on to describe very specific parts of the book. You see Allegra Mole, who is currently again manning the front harpoon, turns her head at one point, and then just goes back to staring straight ahead.
Now, have you ever heard of the thing called closed fandom discussion? If not, here's a pamphlet. He takes out a little thing from his index, which is entitled "Reading Discretion Pamphlet When in the Pornography Aisle."
The being pulls out another book and goes, I can add that one to my collection as well! He grabs it, puts it in a book. You notice that this book is a lot thicker, and has at least 12 different pamphlets that say similar things in various places, along with a bunch of other pamphlets. And he puts that back in another satchel. Which, again, that other satchel seems to be a bit too small to comfortably carry that book, but it fits.
This man is just walking with pocket dimension armor.
He's unstoppable.
Also, if it wasn't obvious from the specific timing, I cast Identify on the satchel.
Yes. So, yes, it is a bag of holding. It is a small bag of holding, though. It is not very big, from what you can tell. It's not able to hold that much, but it is enough to hold maybe like 10 to 11 books, a couple of knickknacks, that sort of thing. It wouldn't be able to like hold a bunch of weapons or a bunch of armor, but it's big enough for knickknacks, basically. It's not as big as a regular bag of holding. It's very small. But yeah. Also, I would like you to quickly roll me an intelligence check to see if you know what kind of creature this being is.
23.
Okay. You have seen these beings before. You have had to kick them out of the library before. This is a
fucking porn goblins.
This is a Kender. Kenders are known kleptomaniacs. They are of the belief that everything in the world belongs to no one. So it is their right to be able to take it. I would also like you to roll me a perception check.
God damn it.
You've been pickpocketed, haven't you?
17. I'm doing some really good rolls.
Okay.
For anybody
let's see if your
in the audience
perception
who's
beats
not
his
familiar,
sleight of hand.
Kender have a long reputation.
Okay, no, it does. Okay. So during your conversation with him, you feel a hand dip into your robes, patting around before it pulls out the small green crystal marble that is in your robes. And you feel
no. That is unfortunately library property.
Oh, but it looks so pretty!
It is very beautiful. I did loot it from a dead scarab thing.
Oh, that sounds fantastic!
Somebody give him the horny crystal. The horny rock.
Yeah, I'm sure one of my compatriots would love to show you the other rock. One of them has probably... Rocks? Maybe, who knows? Why don't you ask them? Bye!
Okay. The Kender, sort of runs up to you, Darren, and goes, Your friend there told me you have some rocks. I'd love to see them.
No, then that's racial profiling, and definitely not okay. Sorry, no, I live well below the poverty line, just nothing but empty pockets.
The Kender goes, oh, really? Well, maybe your other friend has some rocks. And he runs over to you, Ingvar, and goes, do you have rocks? Your friend over there said you had a rock.
God, this is why Cantor have the reputation.
Ingvar's in the middle of short rest and he's fallen asleep, so he's not gonna answer.
Okay.
I just set a pit pocket on my fucking friends.
Well, actually, in that case.
Do I need to make a do I need to make a perception check as well?
I cast Sanctuary. I cast Sanctuary.
What's your passive perception, Ingvar?
3, I think.
No. Passive perception is a different thing.
Where the hell am I looking at?
How? Passive wisdom perception 12. So it's 12. In your sleep, you feel a slight poke, and then nothing.
I mean, if he pokes at me, he's going to come back with either a loaf of bread or a mildly licked loaf of bread. It's just still hanging in his pocket.
Okay. Actually, that is a point. Remove one moldy loaf of bread from your from your inventory. The Kender then proceeds to run up to you, Horace, and goes, your friend said you had some rocks. I heard you had some interesting rocks. Could I see them?
Allegedly.
Excuse me?
Well, your friend there said you had some interesting rocks. He had this lovely little green rock, and he said you had some other rocks, and I'd like to see them.
I mean, oh god, I probably should. That one's actually, I don't have any rock actually right now, no.
As you say this, you feel a gentle pat, and suddenly the Kender is holding this stiletto elven dagger, and is going, this is a lovely knife. Could I keep it?
Wait, what is he holding?
He is
Elven
holding the elven dagger that you got in the last session.
Oh. I'm just I mean, how about a trade? What can you offer me for it?
The Kender rifles through various pouches, pulls out various things, until he comes across this small gold bracelet and says, how about this? I have no idea what it does.
A small what?
Golden bracelet.
Small golden bracelet, just like... screw it, deal.
Are you sure about that?
I mean... I have no
might
idea.
be someone else's golden bracelet from the party.
If that's a horny bracelet, I'm going to throw my shoe at you.
It was a horny rock, not a horny bracelet.
No, but if he's trading up bracelets, it could be a horny bracelet. You don't know.
Bearing in mind that you are about to trade a magic dagger away for a golden bracelet that you don't know what it does.
Wait, the dagger's magic?
Yes. I mentioned this 2 sessions ago.
Yeah,
the dagger is
I do
magic. None
remember
of
that.
you have identified it, so...
I mean, just look at that dagger has magic in it. You're gonna have to give me something of equal value.
It's magic? Oh, that's great!
Yes.
He still holds up the golden bracelet.
No, you're gonna have to give me something of equal value. Do you know what equal value means?
1 second. The Kender has no idea what equal value means. In fact, he has no idea what money is. So, the fact that he paid 5 gold to get on this airship speaks volumes.
Okay, do you have something that's magical?
Well, I have lots of things that are magical. I don't know what any of them do, I just use them. And he rifles through various pockets and pouches. He pulls out a couple of rings. He pulls out what looks to be a blunt-ish club, but that's got a couple of nails driven into it. He pulls out a few odds and ends. He pulls out a handkerchief, and he keeps pulling, and he keeps pulling, and it doesn't really seem to end. He keeps pulling it out of the bag until eventually there's just a pile of handkerchiefs, and he goes, "That's never coming out," and he starts putting it all back in.
My friend, do you remember during the battle you used that fancy, pretty ring on the griffin?
Yes. And he pulls up, he holds up this golden ring, which, during the battle, you saw that it had a glowing yellow crystal in it. The crystal in it is now cracked.
Ah, fuck.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, heck.
I've got half a mind to
Turn it
give
up.
him the horny crystal, but the horny crystal wasn't even on me. It's on Isaac, right?
On Isaac, yes.
Yeah. Just like, I'm sorry, I don't really see anything that interests me as I take the dagger off of him.
Okay.
I would be willing to trade for that shiny ring you have. I, of course, only have library property to give you, but I could recount our adventures, and I use minor illusion to show recounts of our tales thus far, and the great fight against the rust monsters, and then the purple worm.
Okay.
In kind of like this fast-forward slideshow, not really giving it away movie trailer.
Okay. The Kender sort of turns towards you and goes, "That would be fantastic! I love stories!" And he just sort of sits down cross-legged in front of you and holds up the ring.
Perfect! Don't worry, I've got this. I'm going to Coco Melon him the whole trip.
Ugh. Hell yeah.
I take the ring and start recounting the tales of thus far.
Okay.
With character voices.
With character voices. You spend a good hour and 30 minutes recounting tales as the ship slowly drifts through the over the chasm, through the clouds, eventually slowing to a stop before gently lowering down to the gangplank, to the dock on the other side. At this point...
Did I find anything in the book?
What was your investigation roll?
22.
22, okay. In the back of the book, you find a small slip of paper with various arcane sigils scrawled on it. And a signature which looks like an elegant V. You do not know what it does.
Hey, librarian.
Yes, continues to Coco Melon. What is it?
You can read anything, right?
Yep, I'm really good at reading.
Can you read sigils?
Can I read sigils?
Sigils are not a language.
I can read everything except sigils, apparently.
Sigils are a form of arcane casting. They are not technically a language. They are...
Just because you can write down the word Walmart does not mean you can recognize the logo.
Exactly.
Alright. Can you identify sigils?
Yes. Because minor illusion is not concentration, I think.
Yes, minor illusion is not concentration.
Perfect. I start ritual casting with one hand and Coco Meloning this child with the other.
Okay. At the end of your identification spell, as you cast it, you gain knowledge on this arcane incantation. And the incantation, the spell sigil and everything on it, this is essentially a unpowered spell scroll. It can be cast, but you require components to cast it. And once cast, it will burn up, unless transcribed. This is a spell called concentrification.
Concentrification?
The spell, when cast, allows the caster to impose their will onto one specific type of item in their area, causing these items to arrange themselves in concentric circles around the caster.
Okay.
Once the spell is ended, every item the caster has imposed their will on is summoned to the location that the spell was cast.
Okay,
This spell has a range of 30 feet.
would I be able to transcribe it into my spell book? Transcribe it into my spell book?
You would need 50 gold's worth of ink, parchment, and transcribing materials. Do you have those?
Okay. Not right now, but like that's a.
Like to transcribe most spells, you would need between 50 and 100 gold's worth of transcribing materials, which includes ink, parchment, all of that sort of thing. If you make any mistakes, etc., etc., you know.
Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting spell. All right. Thank you, librarian.
No worries.
I will write up the exact spell description for you after the session comes, so that you can note that down.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Okay, not gonna identify the dagger that you've had for like.
Nobody's.
I probably should do that too.
Just like you've
So
had it for
sorry,
3
everybody
sessions.
only
You haven't
gets
done
one.
anything with it. I've just been sitting here like, yeah, all right.
Identify this one too. How about that?
Okay.
Well,
Got any more you want me to do as well? I mean, you might as well just get them all over with. We're on an airship.
not really. According to my.
Okay. Slams it on my book.
Okay. You spend another 10 minutes concentrating on the dagger. The dagger. Do you relay the details of this to the rest of the party?
Depends what the information is.
I'll just send you the exact description then, in that case.
If it's like Death Dagger, the Undoing Murder Kill Blade, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Darren probably like that.
Not quite, but I will send you the exact description through Discord, so that you can relate.
I think
this
unless
to the
it's
party
cursed, unless
if
it's
you
cursed,
feel
you
like
can
it
probably
is.
just tell it to everyone. Yeah, just to say it to everyone doesn't look like it's.
Okay. This is a dagger of returning, or a returning dagger. A sharp elven stiletto blade measuring about 10 inches with a small red crystal in its hilt. This exquisitely crafted blade, when focused on as a bonus action, can be summoned to the user from within 60 feet. When the blade is summoned, the user may enforce their will on it to cause it to take a slightly different path. If there is a creature within 5 feet of the line between the thrower and the dagger, the thrower may choose to attack the creature instead as a bonus action. It has a +1 to hit and does 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage. It has a range of 60 feet. It is a finesse, light thrown weapon.
don't mind me just quickly tapping over to my equipment.
I think we should give this one to Darren. Hey Darren, you want a new dagger?
Boy, do I!
You alright with elven daggers?
Well, they're cheap and printed, but I can take it.
Sure. I'm just gonna toss it.
Okay.
Why don't you
Lang,
throw
I
a
will
knife?
I will send you the description of this dagger as well, so that you can have it.
You can juggle a knife.
Yeah, not the sharp ends.
You can. It's just gonna hurt.
Okay. All right. You have gained a dagger of returning, Darren, or a returning dagger, as it's also commonly known. Okay. All right. As you approach the dock at the other side of the chasm, you watch as the dragon disappears over the side, back into the fog clouds below. All of you disembark from the airship before finding yourselves on the chilly other side of the chasms of banishment. From what you can tell, the chasms originally were essentially carved down the middle of the Cragstead mountain range. So it's essentially like everything around that area is obliterated at this point. I will quickly summon in your miniatures and then summon you to the table. There we
Waiting for the adventure to begin.
There you go.
Where's Horace?
Should be there.
No, the mule.
Oh, the mule. Right. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot about something. There we go.
No worries.
You, Garisha, all of you, Garisha Redmond, Decran Melitor, and Elder Corvus Ben, disembark, as well as the Kender, whose name you have yet to learn, if you wish to learn it at all.
I wish to never see him again.
I wish to learn his name.
You wish to learn his name? Alright.
Yeah, he seems pretty chill. I was cocoa melting for him for like 3 hours, so I feel like
he was enjoying himself. He was very
Yeah.
happy about it. He walks up to you, and as you disembark, you ask him his name, and he goes, "My name is Wilhelmot Burfoot. I am very happy to make your acquaintance." And as he says this, he sort of gives you a little salute, and then he starts off down the road, disappearing off into the distance at a relatively quick pace by the look of things. Apparently, he's pretty used to running away.
Fantastic. Could I basically retcon I identified the broken ring as well, just so I can add it to my inventory, something not just broken ring?
Yeah. It is a force ring. So, on use, it will essentially, it has 1 charge per day. It will, essentially, when used, it has the chance to be used as a ranged spell attack to deal 1d10 force damage to a target. However, when casting it, you need to roll a d6 to check as to whether the ring breaks or not. On a 1, it breaks. And then it takes approximately 100 gold's worth of materials to repair.
Oh, jeez.
So it is a broken force ring, essentially.
Alright.
1d10 force damage on a ranged spell. I don't have a card for it at the moment. So.
No worries, I'll just add it as that.
Okay. All of you disembark. Garisha, Dekran, and Corvus all wave to you as they walk off. And you hear Corvus go, "We shall see you soon, my friends, I'm sure. I will hopefully see you in the capital." And they walk off. And that is where we are going to leave it for this evening. You watch as the airship drops a couple of boxes and crates along the dockyard, the captain and the first mate, before it lifts up and continues its journey onward to parts unknown. You do not know the route that this airship takes. So yeah, that is where we are going to leave it for today. Thank you all very much for watching today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little bits and pieces that I put in this session. Thank you all very much for joining us. We shall be back in 2 weeks' time, as usual. We run this show on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month. For now, though, thank you all very much for joining us. And we shall see you all next week. Not next week, the week after. But I will see you all tomorrow for possibly some space engineers with flying.
I will be defeating Lucian soundly in our final round of build battle.
We shall see. We are evenly tied at the moment, so we shall see. I have been honing my skills. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining us this evening, everyone. I'm going to throw you all at Fionn, who's currently playing Ultimate Chicken Horse. Thank you all very much for joining us. Have a very good evening, and a very, very good night.
Apologies for flooding the Roll20 chat while I was setting things up.